Good evening, everyone. We're very excited for y'all to be here. This is a great day in the history of University of Kentucky athletics with both of this year's retired jersey honorees with us, Jenny Hansen and Tony Delk. We'll have Jenny come up first to do her part of the news conference. Of course, refresh some of her career highlights, 8-time NCAA champion, in gymnastics, Southeastern Conference Female Athlete of the Year. She won the Honda Cup as the National Female Amateur Athlete of the Year, Kentucky Sportsman of the Year. I could go on and on, of course, but looking at her career after UK, she's been in the entertainment industry since then. She's been a stunt double on television and movies. She's been a trainer for the Biggest Loser television show. Currently doing a live show at Disneyland, doing stunt work for that, and is also coaching youth gymnastics. And at this time, we will call up our retired jersey honoree, Jenny Hansen. Oh, just a reminder, we are doing ASAP quotes for this, so if you will, please signal for the microphone so we can get the questions on the quotes.
I'm not used to being up here by myself. Hey, Tony. Yeah, come on. I feel a little nervous.
What's your thoughts about having your jersey retired?
Well, it's just been an extreme honor just to come back to Kentucky and have my teammates there and have past gymnasts there and just be recognized at what I'd done with the University of Kentucky, at the University of Kentucky, and it's just a lot of fun just to be back in on campus and in Lexington. So yeah, it was just it's an amazing honor.
Questions? Raise your hand. We'll get the
Nothing.
How much, if any, have you been back in Lexington and been on campus since your career here?
Let's see. I think I've been back a couple times. I believe it was last year. Coach Tim Garrison invited me over, and I got an opportunity to talk to the girls before one of their competitions, and that was extremely fun. I got pretty emotional, actually, because just being back in Nutter and where I used to practice and how much time and dedication and all of that stuff in that facility, it was just, yeah, it brought back a lot of memories and a lot of great memories. So a couple times.
Just curious, how did your training here end up leading you to being a stunt woman?
Well, I think it started actually when I was a kid, as my sisters and I grew up on a farm in Wisconsin. So I actually I had horses, we had cattle, we had trampoline in the backyard, so it was a lot of that stuff. And then once I came here to Kentucky and then doing a lot of the press conference stuff and just being able to be confident up in front of people, I've always, I guess if you can say, I've always been kind of a character. So, yeah, I think just being in front of the huge crowds, especially in the SEC, it helped a lot just because, when you're on set, all of a sudden they say, okay, you're ready, and you got to say, yep. And so sometimes it's a one and done, and sometimes you got to just constantly just repeat it over and over again. So, yeah, it's helped out quite a bit, That was a very good question. I like that one.
Give me the sum up. How did you transition from being a gymnast to being in the entertainment business and doing that stuff?
Well, I think I've always had a entertaining personality. I think one of the things is, even when I was here after I graduated from UK, I ended up working at Rood and Riddle, the equine hospital here, and those guys will tell you that it was hard for me to stay contained in four walls. So I was flipping on the mats, and I was doing a couple of different things. And so after that, it just Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was just, I forget your question though, because I went to my story and then I was like, I went on a bird walk. I'm sorry.
How did you end up in the entertainment business from being a college gymnast?
Oh, well, yeah, like I said, I think it was, I've always kind of had that personality, but in the entertainment business, it's, you know, it's all about show, and it's all about how you can present yourself, and how basically what gymnastics has kind of taught me through my years and growing up in that sport. So it was an easy transition. It's hard to get, sometimes it's difficult to get jobs just because you have to go out there and you kind of have to sell yourself, so you're your own agent in the sense. But once you're on set, it's similar to any kind of competition. You know, it's an on thing. Once you get on there, and all of a sudden, when the cameras are all rolling and they go action, boom, you got to be on. And if you're not on and you don't hit your mark, then you don't get a 10.
Any chance you have any flips or stunts or anything planned maybe for tonight? Here?
I don't know. I always conjure up something, so there might be something going on tonight.
Jenny, what was last night like for you?
Oh man, it was a whirlwind. Last night was lots of people that I haven't seen in a fairly long time. So it was just fun catching up with them. And then also just watching the girls compete when I was able to, while I was in between talking to everybody. But it was pretty exciting just to watch the girls and see the progression of actually how the Coliseum has evolved in the speaker system and the flooring and the setup. And it was good to see the people that usually have set up when I was competing still there, and they're still dedicated to, you know, to their job and what they do. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun just to be back in that environment and watching the girls and remembering what it felt like to be out on that floor.
Any other questions? Anyone else? All right, Jenny, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next is Tony Delk. Some highlights from Tony's basketball career here at the University of Kentucky. Of course, he was an All-American, Southeastern Conference Player of the Year. University of Kentucky still remains the career three-point leader. He's fifth all-time on the all-time scoring list. Most outstanding player of the 1996 Midwest Regional. Of course, that sparked the Wildcats to the Final Four, where the Wildcats won the 1996 National Championship. And Tony was the most outstanding player of the Final Four as well. From there, went on to the NBA, played 10 seasons in the NBA, and is now doing television work. And we're pleased to have him as our retired jersey honoree for tonight. At this point, we'll bring up Tony Delk.
Kind of waiting on the applause, man. Gosh, you know what I'm saying? Come back. It's a great honor just to be amongst the great players here who've laced up, who've worn the blue, and I played with a lot of great guys, and it was just fun just being here, because I was just thinking about myself as I was walking in, starting in the backyard of Brownsville, Tennessee, to the hardwood of Rupp Arena. Whoever would have thought that. So just to be here, it all started in Brownsville. My brothers, my mom, dad, sisters, everybody helped me with this process, and so it's been great.
Tony, just curious, as you look back, are you more proud of being still the fifth all-time leading scorer here, or being second in career steals?
You know what? I thought about second in career steals. I played with the guy who was number one, and we spoke 3 days ago, Wayne Turner. So it was probably the steals, because I never thought about that I would be second on the all-time steal list, and was first before Wayne passed me. And making a lot of threes, I played with so many great guys. You know what? Got a call from Antoine Walker today. Walter McCarty, talk about Scott Pageant, Anthony F., Jeff Shepard. I mean, the list goes on and on of how we came together and had great chemistry. And it was just a lot of fun just playing with all those guys.
Tony, the double zeros going up in the rafters tonight. Curious, how did you choose that number, and it's unique?
How did I come to double zero? That's an interesting question. Because I started my sophomore year, my numbers were 20 and 21. And I don't know, I just decided I came down to Atlanta and I played with my brother. I live in Atlanta now, so Smyrna, Georgia. But I played that summer with my brother, and I felt like my game had gotten a lot better. So when I got back home, went to my high school coach, and I told him I wanted to wear the number 00. He's like, that's strange. How you go from 2021 to 00? But again, my brother wore it, and I thought I'd done a tremendous job just representing his number. And I was hoping that he would be here, but he had some other things that to take care of. So that number meant a lot to me in high school, and as well as here at the University of Kentucky, and then getting the chance to wear it on several teams in the NBA. You know, and I played on a lot of teams in the NBA, so I have a lot of 00s.
Hey, Tony. There's a lot of thought about this year's team, whether they need to take a loss, and you guys obviously had the loss right at the end of the SEC tournament before you won it all. Did that help you guys, and do you think a team needs that at all?
I mean, he wasn't trying to lose. I mean, we had won 27 games in a row. Of course not. I want to see this team go 40-0 if possible. And, you know, if you don't want to lose a game now with the way they've been playing, I think they've had close games. And now it's about, you know, finishing off what they started. And having the experience come back from last season has really helped this year's group of guys. So you want to see a team like this finish what they started. They're good. They play together. They enjoy the game. They have fun, and they well coached.
So who wins, you guys, or 96 Kentucky or 2015 Kentucky?
It's different styles. I thought our style was a lot different than you know, they really great in the half court. We were great in the full court. We pressed, we turned you over, we scored in the 90s and sometimes in the 100s. So we had a different style that they're playing right now. They're long and athletic. I thought we would have been quicker. We had much better shooters. I would say that.
Tony, if I remember right, I would think if we were thinking back to early in your freshman year, you were almost ready to pack up, or maybe you were ready to pack up
I was
and
leaving.
leave here. And to come to this, kind of just tell me about your thoughts about thinking back to that day and how glad you are you didn't leave.
Well, I can remember picking up the phone and calling my brothers who, you know, when Coach Pitino started his recruiting process, he came down to Brownsville, Tennessee, built a relationship with my brothers, as well as Billy Donovan was the reason why, you know, I chose the University of Kentucky. And just not playing early and watching my peers play, it was frustrating. I thought I should have been playing, and you know, it was a lot of hard work that went into it. So by the time I spoke with Coach Pitino, I said, I'm just not happy here. You know, he made a promise to me he wouldn't recruit anybody else in my position, and the rest is history. I'm so glad I stayed now. You know, and I got a text from him yesterday just congratulating me, and I had to thank him for just the hard work and just believing in me. And Billy Donovan was one of those guys that when I wasn't playing, getting in the gym, working on my game night and day. And before he left and took the job at University of Marshall, he left me in good hands. Anyone else? Where's Cutler at? I can't believe. Where's your mic at? You know? No. Oh. That was a phantom foul. I really didn't get fouled, you know, but I played. That was my acting career starting early, but, you know, I fooled the refs just like these players now. They'll fall down and scream, and the refs will go for it, and it was just one of those plays. But just to be in front of our bench and to get to that point from losing 95 to North Carolina, who I thought was probably our best team. I loved our 96 team. That 95 was a special team. And, you know, just playing with, like I said, Walter McCarty, Antoine Walker, Derek Anderson, Ron Mercer, there were so many great players. And we all came together kind of like what this team is doing. You know, we wanted to do something special and to be a part of history.
Tony, How was it? How was the satisfaction like playing at Kentucky versus your years in the NBA, where it's more of a business? And secondly, didn't you once have like 50-some points in an NBA game?
I did. I had a 53-point game. Unbelievable. Played with a great point guard, Jason Kidd. Kind of reminds me of Anthony Epps. He took care of all the players, made sure everybody got their shots. Just playing here, it was guys who we didn't have anything. Our common goal was to play, enjoy the game, have fun, and try to be a part of history. And then, like you said, the NBA became a business. No guys were friends, but we wasn't friends off the court. Here, the dorms and going to movies, bowling alleys, it was just camaraderie. We built a great chemistry here. And to this day, like I said, the guys that I named, Walter McCarty, still good friend Derek Anderson, talked to him, Antoine Walker, Anthony Epps. We still remain friends. This is us. This is our family.
Anyone else?
Short and sweet. I like that. All right. Thank you, guys.